Let's talk about something remarkable your body does every day: self-cleaning. Your body is incredibly intelligent. When food is constantly available, your body focuses on growth and storage. But when food is absent for a period of time, the body switches gears. It moves from growth mode into repair mode. That repair process is called autophagy. Autophagy literally means self-eating, but that sounds worse than it is. What it really means is this is your body begins to identify damaged cells, broken proteins, and dysfunctional parts, and then recycles them for fuel. It's housekeeping at a cellular level. So the big question is, how long do you need to fast to trigger autophagy? Autophagy doesn't suddenly turn on like a light switch. It ramps up gradually. After about 12 hours without food, insulin levels drop and the body starts shifting away from burning glucose. By 16 to 18 hours, autophagy begins to increase measurably. This is why intermittent fasting works, not because it's magic, but because it aligns with human biology. Between 24 and 48 hours, autophagy becomes significantly more active. During this time, insulin is very low, growth signals are suppressed, and the body prioritizes repair over growth. Old immune cells are broken down. Inflammation decreases. Metabolic flexibility improves. Beyond 48 hours, autophagy continues to rise, but this is not necessary or safe for everyone. Longer fasts should always be approached cautiously and with medical guidance. Here's the key point: you don't need extreme fasting to benefit from autophagy. Even short, consistent fasting windows can activate this powerful repair system. Autophagy is one of the reasons fasting has been linked to improved metabolic health, brain function, immune renewal, and longevity. It's not about starvation, it's about giving your body enough time without food to reset, repair, and renew. The goal is not to eat less forever. The goal is to eat less often, so your body can do what it was designed to do. Autophagy is one of the most fundamental survival mechanisms built into the human body. Every cell is constantly exposed to stress, from normal metabolism, environmental toxins, inflammation, and aging. Over time, parts of cells become damaged or dysfunctional. Autophagy allows the body to recognize these worn-out components and break them down in an organized, controlled manner, preventing the accumulation of cellular waste that would otherwise interfere with normal function. At the cellular level, autophagy works like an internal quality control system. Specialized structures identify damaged proteins, malfunctioning mitochondria, and cellular debris, then enclose them in membranes called autophagosome. These structures transport the waste to lysosomes, where powerful enzymes break it down into basic building blocks. These components are not discarded, they are recycled and reused to build new, healthier cellular parts. This recycling process is not random or destructive. It is highly regulated and selective. Cells prioritize removing the most dysfunctional elements first, particularly those that produce excessive oxidative stress or inflammation. By clearing out these problematic components, autophagy helps restore balance within the cell and improves overall cellular efficiency. One of the most important roles of autophagy is maintaining mitochondrial health. Mitochondria are responsible for energy production, but damaged mitochondria produce excessive free radicals, which accelerate aging and disease. Through a specialized form of autophagy called mitophagy, the body removes defective mitochondria and replaces them with more efficient ones, improving energy production and metabolic health. Autophagy also plays a critical role in immune function. Old or damaged immune cells are broken down and recycled, making room for the production of newer, more effective immune cells. This renewal process helps the immune system respond more efficiently to infections while reducing unnecessary inflammation that can damage healthy tissue. In the brain, autophagy is essential for maintaining neural health. Neurons are long-lived cells that do not easily regenerate, so the accumulation of damaged proteins can be especially harmful. Autophagy helps prevent the buildup of abnormal protein aggregates that interfere with brain signaling and cognitive function, supporting long-term neurological health. Autophagy is deeply connected to longevity. Studies across multiple species show that enhanced autophagic activity is associated with longer lifespan and delayed onset of age-related diseases. By continuously repairing cellular damage, autophagy slows the biological aging process at a fundamental level, preserving tissue and organ function over time. Without sufficient autophagy, cellular debris accumulates, leading to chronic inflammation, metabolic dysfunction, and impaired cellular communication. Over time, this internal clutter contributes to conditions such as insulin resistance, cardiovascular disease, and neurodegeneration. Autophagy acts as the body's internal maintenance system, ensuring that cells remain clean, efficient, and resilient under stress. Insulin is one of the most powerful signaling hormones in the body. Its primary role is to help move glucose from the bloodstream into cells for immediate use or storage. When insulin levels are high, the body receives a clear message: energy is abundant, and the priority should be growth, storage, and reproduction. In this state, cellular repair processes like autophagy are actively suppressed. Every time food is consumed, especially carbohydrates and sugars, insulin rises. Frequent eating keeps insulin elevated for most of the day, leaving little opportunity for the body to enter a repair state. Under these conditions, cells remain focused on building new tissue and storing energy, even if damaged cellular components are accumulating beneath the surface. when insulin levels begin to fall, the body's internal messaging changes. Low insulin signals that external energy is no longer readily available. This shift forces the body to look inward, tapping into stored fuel and activating survival mechanisms. Autophagy is one of the most important of these mechanisms, allowing cells to recycle internal components to meet energy and repair demands. Low insulin also reduces activity in growth-promoting pathways such as mTOR, which is strongly associated with cell growth and protein synthesis. When mTOR activity decreases, autophagy is released from inhibition. This creates a metabolic environment where cleanup and efficiency take precedence over expansion and storage. This insulin-autophagy relationship explains why constant snacking can be metabolically harmful, even if calorie intake appears reasonable. The issue is not just what is eaten, but how often insulin is stimulated. Without extended periods of low insulin, the body rarely accesses its built-in repair systems. Fasting, carbohydrate restriction, or extended periods between meals allow insulin to drop naturally. As insulin remains low for longer durations, autophagic activity increases progressively. This is not an extreme or unnatural state. It reflects how humans evolved in environments where food was not constantly available. Low insulin also improves insulin sensitivity over time. As cells undergo autophagy and clear out dysfunctional components, they become more responsive to insulin when it is present. This reduces the risk of insulin resistance and supports healthier blood sugar regulation. Ultimately, autophagy is not triggered by willpower or calorie counting. It is triggered by hormonal conditions. Among those hormones, insulin is the primary gatekeeper. When insulin is consistently low, the door to cellular repair opens, allowing the body to restore balance, efficiency, and long-term health. Autophagy does not activate instantly when food intake stops. It is a gradual adaptive response that reflects the body's transition from external fuel dependence to internal resource utilization. During the first several hours after eating, the body relies primarily on glucose and stored glycogen for energy, and autophagy remains relatively low. Around 12 hours into fasting, liver glycogen stores begin to decline significantly. As these stores are depleted, insulin levels fall further and the body shifts toward burning fat for energy. This metabolic transition creates the conditions necessary for autophagy to start increasing, though the process is still modest at this stage. Between approximately 16 and 18 hours of fasting, autophagic activity becomes more measurable. At this point, insulin is low, growth signaling pathways are suppressed, and the body is no longer focused on digestion or nutrient absorption. Cells begin to rely more heavily on internal recycling to meet their energy and repair needs. This time frame explains why fasting windows such as 16-8 have gained attention. The benefit is not simply calorie reduction, but the activation of cellular repair mechanisms that are largely inaccessible during constant feeding. The body finally receives a sufficient fasting signal to initiate deeper maintenance processes. During this phase, autophagy begins targeting less efficient cellular components. Damaged proteins, worn-out cellular machinery, and malfunctioning structures are marked for breakdown and reuse. This internal cleanup improves cellular efficiency and resilience, even before longer fasting durations are reached. Hormonal changes during the 16 to 18-hour window further support this process. Growth hormone levels increase, helping preserve lean tissue while autophagy clears damaged cellular material. Fat oxidation accelerates, reducing reliance on glucose and stabilizing energy levels for many individuals. Importantly, this stage of fasting is generally well tolerated by most healthy people. Hunger often diminishes rather than intensifies as ketone production begins to supply the brain with a steady fuel source. This metabolic flexibility allows the body to sustain repair processes without excessive stress. The rise of autophagy at 16 to 18 hours demonstrates that meaningful cellular repair does not require extreme fasting. Consistently reaching this fasting window allows the body to engage in regular maintenance, reducing cellular clutter and supporting long-term metabolic and systemic health. As fasting extends beyond the 24-hour mark, the body enters a deeper physiological state where autophagy becomes a dominant process rather than a secondary one. By this point, insulin levels are very low, glycogen stores are fully depleted, and the body is firmly relying on fat and ketones for energy. This metabolic environment strongly favors cellular repair over growth. During the 24-48-hour fasting window, autophagy increases across multiple tissues, including the liver, muscles, immune system, and brain. Cells are no longer conserving damaged components. Instead, they actively dismantle and recycle dysfunctional structures. This intensified cleanup helps reduce oxidative stress and improve cellular communication and efficiency. One of the most notable effects during this period is immune system renewal. Older inefficient immune cells are broken down, allowing stem cells to generate new immune cells once feeding resumes. This process can improve immune responsiveness while reducing chronic, low-grade inflammation that contributes to many diseases. Inflammation levels tend to decrease significantly during prolonged fasting. With fewer inflammatory signals and reduced oxidative damage, tissues are given an opportunity to repair without constant stress. Autophagy plays a central role in removing inflammatory cellular debris that would otherwise perpetuate immune activation. Metabolic flexibility improves markedly during this stage. Cells become highly efficient at using fat and ketones, and insulin sensitivity increases. Autophagy supports this shift by clearing out damaged insulin receptors and dysfunctional metabolic enzymes, helping restore proper glucose handling when eating resumes. In the brain, enhanced autophagy supports neural maintenance. Damaged proteins and cellular waste are cleared more aggressively, reducing stress on neurons. This process may contribute to improved mental clarity and neuroprotection observed during extended fasting in some individuals. Despite these benefits, this level of fasting places greater demands on the body. Electrolyte balance, hydration, and individual health status become increasingly important. While autophagy is significantly elevated, this phase is not necessary for routine health maintenance and should be approached with caution. The 24-48 hour fasting window demonstrates the full potential of autophagy as a systemic repair mechanism. It represents a state where the body prioritizes regeneration at the cellular level, temporarily shifting away from growth to restore internal balance and efficiency across multiple organ systems. Autophagy is not a switch that suddenly turns on at a specific hour of fasting. Instead, it is a dynamic and progressive process that increases as the body's internal environment changes. From the moment food intake stops, subtle shifts begin to occur in hormones, energy usage, and cellular signaling that slowly prepare the body for repair. In the early hours of fasting, the body is still focused on digestion and using recently consumed nutrients. Insulin remains present, and growth pathways are active. During this phase, autophagy is minimal because the body has no immediate need to recycle internal components when external energy is readily available. As time passes without food, insulin levels decline and glycogen stores begin to empty. These changes reduce growth signaling and remove inhibition from autophagy-related pathways. Rather than activating all at once, autophagy gradually increases as cells sense the need to conserve resources and improve efficiency. Different tissues also activate autophagy at different rates. The liver may engage autophagy earlier due to its role in energy regulation, while muscle and brain tissue may follow later. This staggered activation ensures that vital organs maintain function while repair processes expand in a controlled manner. The gradual nature of autophagy protects the body from unnecessary breakdown. Sudden aggressive recycling could compromise essential structures. By ramping up slowly, the body selectively targets the most damaged and inefficient components first, preserving overall stability and function. This progressive increase explains why longer fasting durations tend to produce more noticeable effects. Each additional hour without food deepens the hormonal and metabolic conditions that favor autophagy, allowing the process to expand in scope and intensity over time. It also highlights the importance of consistency. Repeated exposure to fasting periods trains the body to enter repair mode more efficiently. Over time, cells become better adapted to switching between growth and repair states without excessive stress. Understanding that autophagy ramps up gradually reinforces the idea that meaningful cellular repair does not require extremes. Even moderate fasting windows contribute to cumulative benefits by repeatedly nudging the body toward a state of maintenance and renewal. The human body operates in two primary metabolic states, growth mode and repair mode. Growth mode is dominant when food is abundant. During this state, insulin levels are elevated, nutrients are readily available, and the body focuses on building new tissue, storing energy, and supporting cellular proliferation. While growth mode is essential for development and recovery, it leaves little room for extensive cellular repair. When fasting begins, the body gradually transitions into repair mode. As hours without food increase, insulin drops, growth-promoting signals are suppressed, and the body shifts its priority from storing energy to maintaining and restoring cellular integrity. This transition is not instantaneous. It reflects a sophisticated survival mechanism that ensures energy resources are used efficiently. Repair mode activates autophagy, the body's cellular cleaning system. Damaged organelles, misfolded proteins, and cellular debris are identified, broken down, and recycled. In this state, the body is not focused on growth but on maintenance, efficiency, and longevity. The shift ensures that cells remain healthy, responsive, and prepared for future energy demands. During this transition, the body also switches its primary fuel source from glucose to fat. Glycogen stores are gradually depleted and fat metabolism increases, producing ketones that fuel the brain and other organs. This metabolic flexibility supports cellular repair processes while sustaining essential functions. Growth mode and repair mode are regulated by signaling pathways like mTOR and AMPK. High nutrient availability activates mTOR, promoting protein synthesis and cell growth. Low nutrients and fasting activate AMPK, signaling the body to conserve energy and engage in autophagy. The interplay of these pathways ensures the body adapts to varying energy conditions without compromising survival. Repair mode also influences the immune system. Old immune cells are removed, inflammation decreases, and the body can produce more efficient immune cells once feeding resumes. This is a direct consequence of the shift from growth to repair, highlighting that fasting benefits extend beyond energy management to systemic regeneration. Even short fasting periods can partially trigger this shift. While extended fast amplify repair mechanisms, intermittent fasting windows of 16 to 18 hours already allow the body to begin prioritizing maintenance over growth, illustrating how adaptable human metabolism is to periodic energy restriction. This transition from growth mode to repair mode underlies many of the health benefits associated with fasting. It is the mechanism that allows the body to cleanse, restore, and optimize cellular function, preparing tissues and organs to operate more efficiently in the long term. In conclusion, understanding autophagy and how it responds to fasting gives us a window into the body's incredible ability to repair, recycle, and restore itself. By giving our bodies the right conditions, periods of low insulin, balanced fasting, and mindful nutrition, we can support cellular health, improve metabolism, enhance immunity, and even protect our brain and organs over time. Fasting is not about deprivation. It is about giving the body time to do what it was designed to do naturally: maintain, clean, and rejuvenate. By respecting these natural cycles, we harness the power of autophagy to not just live longer, but to live healthier with more energy, clarity, and vitality. So whether it's short daily fasts or occasional longer ones, the key is consistency, awareness, and understanding that true health begins at the cellular level.